Hi ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Alfie Chat. I'm back for another video, and in this video I'm going to be talking about not one, but two shows, the Knuckles show and the new Angry Birds show. But before I get this video started, I would like to say that a large amount of my viewers are currently not subscribed, so if you like my content and you'd like to see me continue make stuff like this, then please subscribe. It's completely free and it's greatly appreciated. Anyways, back to the video. So yeah, the Knuckles show and the Angry Birds show. This is probably the first time I've made a double review. So the first show that I'm going to be talking about is the Knuckles show. You know, when Paramount announced the Knuckles spin-off TV show for Paramount, I was excited because there are a lot of stories you can tell within this universe. You know, I actually quite enjoyed the Sonic movies. The first Sonic movie was it was okay for me. That movie's a 6 out of 10. The second Sonic movie was really good. I thought it was a massive improvement, like a massive step up from the Sonic movie 2, from the, not the Sonic, the original Sonic movie. So yeah, that film is an 8 out of 10. I quite enjoyed the movies despite them having flaws. So when I heard that they announced a TV show for Knuckles, I was really excited because like I said, the amount of stories you could tell, and I was like, sign me up, a Knuckles show, that sounds amazing. But when they revealed the plot and the overall synopsis for it, the hype for me pretty much died down because, well, the stories in this show was quite lame. Yeah, this is, if I'm going to be honest with you, this show is probably one of the middest pieces of shit I've seen in a while now. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm saying it's mid, like a 6 or 5 out of 10. You know, the first 2 episodes of the show that was shown are mostly really good. I like how they show after Sonic 2, Knuckles is still like trying to adapt to Earth, and I love the character growth they show for Sonic with how he explains to Maddie that they all have to help Knuckles adapt to Earth and be patient with him. It was really sweet and showed how much he's matured over the course of the series, and that makes me excited for where they'll take his character in Sonic 3. Speaking of Sonic 3, I am excited for that movie, but my main complaint for the Knuckles show is that Knuckles barely even appears in his own show. Like, they hardly show Knuckles in his own show, mostly focused on the character Wade more than anything. I mean, Knuckles himself is a great character, and I feel like they should have like shown him more instead of like dumbing him down to the degree that he was in the original show. I just feel like the next season of this show really should focus on Knuckles more, because that is his show, and I feel like this show did have some pretty wasted potential. But let's get down into what brought into some other criticism, because believe it or not, that's not my only bit of criticism for this film. I have a lot of other criticism for it. Like, when I was digging through the first 2 episodes, it's not just the Knuckles show I was hoping for, but I was liking the new direction they were going in, until halfway through they go from the show being about Knuckles and Wade to mostly being about Wade, like I said earlier. And now that I think about it, it focused more on his family issues than anything. Like, it didn't really focus too much on the action and whatever that I was excited for. It mainly focused on family issues. Like, why would you focus on that? You could focus on action and all that. That's the reason why I was invested in the Sonic franchise to begin with. Like, I was interested in the Sonic franchise because of the action and because of the characters. I really loved the characters, but I do believe that the Sonic franchise and shows has gone downhill because of the direction Sega's taken it in. Like, I'm not saying the Sonic franchise is bad, it's a great franchise, but some of the newer games are a bit lacklustering, like Sonic Frontiers. That game wasn't really that good in my opinion, the visuals were nice and anything, but that's not what I'm talking about. Let's get back into the Knuckles show. Sorry if I was going off track there, but the Knuckles show was overall a mid and very disappointing series for me. It had potential to be great even without some of the other characters like Amy and whatever, and it started out solid with the first 2 episodes. 3 and 4 were episode 3 and 4 were really, they were enjoyable, but they weren't as good as episodes 1 and 2, like I said earlier. But this show has kind of killed off the little bit of hope that I had for the franchise. But it hasn't killed off the amount of hope that I had for Angry Birds though, more on that later. Like, if Paramount really wants to make things a cinematic universe, then they need to focus on the things people want to see, which is Sonic characters, action, location, and lore, instead of the human characters that literally have no impact on the series whatsoever. Look to anyone who likes it, that's great for, like, more power to you, but as for me, this was a great disappointment, especially with how good character Knuckles is in general. There's so many great stories to tell with him, sorry about that, and yet they wasted him. Like, it just really, in all, Knuckles show was really disappointment. There's not much else to say other than I really hope that they do show more of the characters soon, and I really hope they do add more action to this soon, because it's just this franchise is getting a bit tiresome for me. There's not much else to say about the Knuckles show. But, anyways, let's get into the next show I want to talk about, Angry Birds Mystery Island. Oh boy, what do I talk about with this? It's definitely not a bad show, but it is undoubtedly one of the weakest shows we've gotten in a while. Angry Birds Mystery Island is another disappointing show. Like, Angry Birds within the past couple of shows and media that we've had is not well written, it's not funny, it's not entertaining, and it's just overall a bit of a drag. Like, Angry Birds has been going downhill since like 2019. If you've been on my channel for a while now, you might know. But this show is actually kind of dreadful. Do you want to know why? Well, there's multiple reasons why. For starters, it wouldn't be a new Angry Birds show if it didn't introduce new characters for absolutely no reason. Yeah, they introduced these new hatchling characters. I don't know why they didn't just go for the Blues. Like, the Blues are like the OG hatchlings, if you might call them. In fact, I don't even want to call them hatchlings, because that the Angry Birds has indeed ruined that word for me. But why not just go with the Blues? Like, or why not go with some of the other characters as hatchlings? Like, Angry Birds, like, they keep adding new characters to the list. Like, instead of bringing back some of the old characters to do something greater with them, Rovio adds all of these new characters to the roster of characters in this universe full of so many characters, and they've done barely anything with them. Like, how about instead of constantly adding new characters, how about instead you bring back some of the old characters and do something greater with them? Like, this universe is filled with so many characters that Sega and Rovio haven't done anything with, and it's just like, this franchise has just gone downhill massively. Like, I do believe that Season 2 of this show could be good, but we won't know for certain. The humour was on the nose. It was just, I never chuckled once during this show. There were a few jokes in this show that I thought could have been funny, but just mostly fell flat. I feel like they could have been done better if they were just done better. I honestly would have laughed at them if they were done better. But Angry Birds Mystery Island and Knuckles were both very disappointing shows for me. They're not bad shows, believe me, they are not bad shows, but they were not fantastic shows either. I think it's worth saying. The Knuckles show and Angry Birds Mystery Island are average, 6 out of 10. They're very average shows. But in general, shows and whatnot are in a very interesting point. Like, they're in a very interesting state as of right now. We have Pixar, the guys behind Toy Story, wanting to make shows, but keep delaying them and whatnot. I don't know what's going on with them. So yeah, in all, shows are in a very, in conclusion, shows are in a very interesting point as of right now in time. Maybe the next 2 seasons of these shows will actually be good, but we won't know for certain until they come out. Anyway, that's all I've got for now. That's all the criticism I can give for these shows. Like, the Knuckles show, I really hope that they do add more action and more of the older characters that the people want to see in this. Angry Birds Mystery Island, I really want them to just stop adding new characters to the line and just bring back some of the older characters for the sake of doing something greater with them, like, you know, or just like, or hell, instead of using the hatchlings, just use the classic designs. It's as simple as that. But anyways, that's all the criticism I have for now. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in whatever I make next. Goodbye, everyone.